Daniel chapter 10 and verse 5.
Bring it out.
Then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. His body also like the beryl.
So look, sister, what they're explaining to you right here, this is a description of a certain man, right? A man that they call Jesus Christ. Now I want you to tell me something. If he didn't exist, is it possible for somebody to write a description of him? So why would this man just write a description of a man that didn't exist? Okay, so let me ask you this. What do you think there's a reason that we have a Bible on earth? Control? Who's in control of what? I don't know, I'm asking you. White people. So you think they made the Bible to control black people? Is that what you're saying? Or to control the world? To control humanity. Alright. Now, do you know anything about white people? Don't white people make everything that they make about themselves? Don't they try to put themselves in everything that they make?
That's right. That's right.
Isn't that a white man's name on every single freaking street around here right now?
That's right.
A white man's name on all these damn buildings up here? Except like, well, why did they
That's
put
why she
Martin
say
Luther King
no.
on here though? Why did they give Martin Luther King a thing for control? Right? So here's the thing I'm trying to give you, right? The white man wouldn't describe anybody as black in a Bible that he created if it wasn't for himself, right? Because here's the proof, right? The proof is in the pudding. There's a thing called the Dark Ages, right? It was a time period from, let's say 193 AD to 1300, where black people ruled the entire earth, including Europe, right? The last king of the Dark Ages was a man named King James. You heard of King James before? He's the man who commissioned this Bible to be written by 47 Hebrew and Greek scholars, right? Do you know what color King James was? What nationality he would have been considered? They would have called him a black man. That's from the tribe of Benjamin, which is today a West Indian, right? His family members have the last name Stewart, and they're in the West Indies right now, right? That's black people. So what I'm trying to tell you is, what did the white man do when they wanted you to think King James was a white man? You heard of anything called whitewashing before? The real word for whitewashing is called iconoclasm. That's when they make every single icon or every single natural picture, right, look like them. So, for example, right, this is what you would think Jesus looks like, right? If they wrote the book, he should be described as this because we know the white man is prideful.
That's right.
Right? So if I show you that he didn't actually look like this in the book, you can't say that the white man wrote it. Because if the white man wrote it, just like they made the image look like this, right? They would have made him white in the Bible. I promise you. Let's get the scripture first. So what we're reading you, right? The reason I asked you about the time periods, because the Old Testament was written in one time period, right? Before Jesus was even on the scene. So there was a description of Jesus before he physically was on the scene. Do you know why? Because it was known from his people who was going to come and how he was going to look.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 10 and verse 5.
So this is a vision that you're about to see, and then we're going to see him actually on the scene. Have you heard of Flavius Josephus before? He's a white historian. Some of them say he's an Israelite, but I don't think so, right? He also has a description of Jesus Christ in history books, not in the Bible. So that's 3 descriptions, right? Let's get this one.
Then I lifted up mine eyes and looked.
So he looked, he was able to see the man.
And behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz.
So there's a man standing there who's got a solid gold girdle around his waist, a big old gold belt. Go ahead.
His body also like the beryl.
His body had on a green garment down to the foot, and it was green like the beryl, right? Beryl green. Go ahead.
In his face as the appearance of lightning.
He had an austere look. The Bible tells us that Christ was an austere man. He had straight face, look mean, rugged, right? He ain't no soft Joel Osteen looking brother, right?
That's right.
Go ahead.
In his eyes as lamps of fire.
And his eyes were of lamps of fire because he's a very wise individual, man. That's what lamps of fire mean in the Bible, right? It's wisdom. He's a fiery individual, fiery with wisdom. Go ahead.
And his arms and his feet, like in color to polished brass.
His arms and his feet were like in color to polished brass, right? Have you ever seen a white man that looked like polished brass before, sis? I ain't never seen a white man look like polished brass.
Never seen it.
Now you tell me, if the white man wrote this for control, who is he controlling if the man that the book is about don't even look like his crack ass?
That's right.
Bring that out.
Everybody?
Yeah, because you mix a little bit of lies in with the truth to help people.
Well, why do Asians make Jesus look like an Asian? You never seen that?
You talking about who?
No. I'm talking about Jesus. There's something called a Christian Asian, right? There's all type of Christian Asians all through Asia, right? And they have Jesus images, right? Just like the white man has Jesus images. And instead of it being a white man, it's an Asian man. So every nation has created a Jesus, right? Except for the people who created the book.
If you believe on me.
So really what you should be thinking is, why are there all these different images of Jesus and then there's a description of him in the Bible? Why isn't anybody using the biblical description? Huh? The Bible just described him as a black man. Why do the white folks got to make him a white guy? Why do the Asians got to make him an Asian? Right? Why do the Africans got to say Jesus wore the Ankh and he was actually from Egypt? Right? Why do the Arabs got to say Jesus wasn't the prophet, it was actually Muhammad? He's not the son of God. Because nobody wants to give credit to the black man.
That's right.
That's what it is. And you haven't wanted to give credit to the black man because you think that this black man's book, is the most powerful book on the planet, was given by the crackers,
Man.
the white folks.
No, all right, so I just don't feel, I've never felt a spiritual connection.
Here's the thing, you've never felt the spiritual connection because nobody's giving you the real spirit of the Bible.
That's right.
Bring that out.
Nobody's taught you what the Bible's actually about. Nobody's read to you what the Bible actually says.
That's right.
I bet this your first time actually hearing Jesus was black in the Old Testament.
She said her
right?
dad did.
No, my dad did.
Your
My
dad-
sister did, but I just never felt that spiritual connection to the
Well, your dad and sister, Israelites or Christians?
Christians.
That's the reason why.
That's why.
You know what they teach in the Christian church? That God and Jesus
the same.
are the same person, right? They teach that Jesus' mother Mary wasn't actually married to his father Joseph, and that the angel Gabriel came and slept with Mary and impregnated Jesus.
That's
right?
adultery.
That's not in the Bible. You know
That's
sister?
right.
They teach this Trinity doctrine: God the Father, Jesus the Son, and the Holy Spirit. You heard that before, right? That's not in the Bible, sister.
Bring that out.
Right? So I'm gonna get, hold on, we're gonna get all the precepts, I promise. Just let me read this description of Jesus and then I'll let y'all get all the precepts. Let's get Revelations chapter 1.
The book of Revelations, chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him, to show unto his servants things which must surely come to pass.
So this is a revelation. Do you know what the root word of reveal is, sister? Well, I mean, what the root word of revelation is? I told her. I just said reveal, right? I'm wilding. So look, this is something that the Most High God is going to reveal to the people, right? It's another description of Jesus Christ. Because this man had come on the scene before, right? Which is what you saw in Daniel. Now he's coming on the scene again in the latter days. Shalom. What you hear is shalom, that's people who have woken up to the truth of the Bible.
That's
Folks
right.
that didn't have a connection, that have now found the connection because they found out what the Bible actually says.
That's right.
Go ahead.
There's a verse 13.
Jump to verse 13.
Come on, verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot,
So look, same garment down to the foot, right? Go ahead.
and girt about his paps with a golden girdle.
He got that same big old golden belt on, right? Now we in the book of Revelation. It's a whole nother time period, right? Daniel's during the time of Nebuchadnezzar in not Nebuchadnezzar, but what's the old boy name? Cyrus. Yeah, Cyrus, right? So, this is Revelation. This is after the time of the Romans, or around the time of the Romans, right? So this is a whole nother different time span. It's same description though.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
His head and his hairs were white like wool. Who got woolly hair? You ever seen a white man with woolly hair?
Show him that picture right there. Because that's, people don't know what sheep hair looks like.
Okay, so look. You ever heard of the Jewish people? You know what ish means? The suffix ish? If I say that sister with the pink hair is childish, am I calling her a child or am I saying she act like one? Right? If I'm saying you look like a child, am I saying you look like one or you act like one? I'm saying you look like one, right? But if I said that hairstyle you got is childish, I'm saying you look that it is childish or you acting like a child? It's childish, right? So you're acting like a child, right? A Jewish person acts like a Jew.
That's right.
Who's the real Jew? It's you, right?
That's right. That's right.
What type of hair did these two people got, right? This man got hair like a sheep. In the Bible, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 6, likens the Israelites to sheep, the lost sheep. Why are we lost? Jeremiah 17:4 right here.
Bring it out.
Before we finish the description. This is the reason why you don't feel a spiritual connection to the Bible. Because you don't know where you come from.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
Thou shalt discontinue from the heritage that the Most High will give you, right? Pursuant to the book of Sirach, it tells you that our heritage is the law, statutes, and commandments that Moses gave us.
That's right.
You don't have a heritage no more because now you find yourself black. Now you're African American. You're having to chase your heritage and stuff. Having to chase your culture, right? Because you're only going after what they gave you after slavery. You don't know what you was doing before then.
That's right.
Right? What we were doing before then was being Israelites, following the Bible. We had a spiritual connection to it because we knew who it was for and what it was about. This Bible isn't for everybody. It's not for the Christians. It's for the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans who are the Israelites according to the Bible. Let's get this back to this.
Verse 14 again. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So his head and his hairs were white like wool,
As white as snow.
as white as snow.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
So he's got them same fiery eyes because he's wise. Go ahead.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
And his feet like unto fine brass, right? So now we're seeing that fine brass again. That ain't brass. Go ahead.
As it is burned in the furnace.
Now it burned in the furnace. What happens when something gets burned? If you burn anything, what color does it turn? Black? Now you really think that the white man, as prideful as he is,
Who is this?
why would he need to make this image if he made this, if he gave us a description of him in the Bible? What's the point of them making this image if they're the ones who wrote the book and they already have the book and they're already in control? Why did they need to make this image? Huh? To cause confusion? That's too easy, sister. Or could it be because they stole it from us? Did you ever think that could be a possibility?
To hide us.
No? It's not just for confusion. Who are they trying to confuse? It ain't everybody. They don't care about everybody. It's a certain people they're trying to confuse.
Keep us hidden.
It's a certain people who, if they don't know who they are, they get to stay in power, right?
Bring it out.
That's right.
You know who the most powerful people on the planet is right now? The Jewish people. Do you know who has to pay reparations to the Jewish people every single year? Both America and Europe. You know who the two richest countries in the planet are right now? America and Europe.
Hey, that's part of them.
So who does that make? Who do you think the richest country is?
I could Google it, but I know it's not.
Who do you think the richest country is?
I looked it up not too long ago. I can't remember off the top, but I know it's not the U.S.
Okay, so it's probably not the U.S. due to currency, but the U.S. is in control of everybody. Kuwait has a higher currency than the U.S., but you know who's got troops over in Kuwait right now, telling Kuwait what they can and can't do? The U.S. Right? So the U.S. actually is the most powerful country in the world, whether you like it, understand it, believe it or not.
Definitely.
Okay? That's why people like China, who got more money than them, haven't risen against us. That's why folks like Russia, who have more power than us, haven't risen against us. That's why. Hold on.
Influence.
Sometimes we
We're gonna change the song.
Jake not putting it on, but I wrote this got 5.6 on. You gotta let 5 points for this. Hey, can you turn that down a little bit? Yo! Can you turn that down a little bit?
Appreciate you, Jay.
Thank you.
Just for a couple seconds, my brother.
That's what's
So look. I ain't think he's gonna do it. That's pretty. Alright, so precepts. Go ahead, precepts.
Yes, I thought they liked my staff. They don't want to hear my revelation. This is
Run all the precepts down. Run them down. Run them in the line. And then we gonna get back to teaching this.
Con, this is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likenesses of their images.
Go ahead, break it down.
Con, so since what it's saying is, they tried to paint the pictures of our likenesses. They went over and we painted what we actually look like, right? Exactly what the other one was bringing out.
You just brought up First Maccabees?
Con.
So yeah, what he's talking about, right? That's that iconoclasm I was talking about. So The whole reason that the brother's speaking on this, right? The whole reason he brought that out, read that again, huh?
Con, this is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Now look, this is the time period when the Romans, or the Greeks, right? Well, really the Romans at this point, they're becoming the Romans, took over the Israelites, right? They were known as Idumeans. These same Idumeans are the so-called white people, the Americans, the British, the Europeans today, right? So they've been our enemies for a long time. What they did was they went into our temples, right? They took us and put us into captivity, okay? And they changed our images. This is from a book called Russian Icons, right? Where they give you the time periods and the original images of what the people look like, how they used to paint Jesus Christ.
In Russia.
The white man, when they were in subjection to us during the dark ages that I told you about, they had no choice but to draw us in our in the correct likeness of our images, right? But once we got once we got to a certain position and they were able to overrule us because we weren't following the laws of our God, right? Then they started to change the images. That's right. Which is how you got this. This is the actual man. Give me somebody hold Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14 and 15. Hold that. Precept down. Keep running them down.
The book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right? We had the earth at some point. We were the greatest nation on the planet. Deuteronomy 7 and 6, you ready for the brother, right? Most High chose us to be a nation above all people on the face of the earth. And the crackers took it from us because we weren't listening to what the Most High wanted. We didn't follow the law, statutes, and commandments. And you know what they do now to keep that word control that you brought up? Now they teach us in the church that they have control over, that the laws are done away with. We don't have to keep the laws anymore. You know what's supposed to give you the spiritual connection to the Bible though?
The Lord.
Following the law, statutes.
That's right.
That's right.
Who got that Psalm
19.
Psalm 19. What's your precept, bro?
Psalm 81.
One of y'all had a precept?
Yeah, I got a precept.
Go ahead, bring it up.
All right, precept. Romans 1 and 25. Who changed the truth of God into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the creator.
And that's what they've been doing, man. They've been worshiping, right? They've been worshiping the creatures more than the creators, right? We don't run all the precepts down. Don't run them down.
You keep going with that? Or go to Psalms.
Read it.
Hey, Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Right? So that's what they did. They covered the faces of the judges thereof. You hear what I'm saying, sister? You know what that means to cover the faces? Huh? If they were in control and they make this Bible to control all humanity, why would they need to cover the faces of the judges? If they're the ones that's judging everybody, why would they need to cover the faces of the judges, sister? Can you tell me that? It don't make sense, right? I want to know what you're thinking right now, because I feel like you're not listening. I feel like you have a different, yeah.
What's on our mind? Let's get it out.
I don't know exactly how to.
So I'm saying I want to know what you know, because I guarantee what you heard wasn't.
I'm not a speaker like you, but I do know something.
We'll listen to you. It's okay.
Yeah, I just want you to convey it whatever way you want. Because
okay,
our job is to tear down philosophies and the principalities of men, yo. We're supposed to give you the actual truth, according to the Bible and according to history, real history, right? So you got to tell me what you know so that I can tell you if it's true or not. I'm a historian. I learned from Georgia State.
I know what I know to be true. You feel like you know what you know to be true.
But
like,
what you look.
It's like it really wouldn't matter what any person says or what evidence you show me. Like if I don't feel a spiritual connection to it, I don't feel it. Because I could read something about spirituality and I feel a connection to it. You know, like just general spirituality, energy, all that stuff. I could do that and I feel that connection. But all of this, I don't. I'm not saying any of this not true. Like I know some of this stuff is true. Like I know that, but I don't.
You said when you read something on spirituality, though, you have a connection to it.
I feel it. Like,
so what on? Because spirituality, sister, isn't it? It's not a one thing. It's a broad term. There's different types of spirituality. So the Bible is a spiritual book. So I'm saying, what aspect of the spirituality in the Bible don't you have connection to? It has to be the things that you don't know about the Bible. That's what I'm saying. Because the things that you're telling me you have connection to is just spirituality. If I ask you what type of spirituality, I feel like you can't tell me. But that's kind of what you said. Like, I can't really convey it. If you, there's types of African spirituality. There's European spirituality. There's satanic spirituality. What spirituality fits your spirit? That's what I'm asking you. Because if it's satanic spirituality, you're probably not an Israelite. You might be the daughter of a slave master and just be chocolate covered.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying. So you got to tell me what it is that I'm gonna give it to you.
Like Bob Marley.
So you got to tell, yeah, because Bob Marley wasn't our people. He's a chocolate covered cracker. His daddy was a
Edomite.
pirate, right? Who came and pirated his mama and slept with her and then went back on the ship. That's why Bob Marley was all love everybody, love, because he wasn't really a black man.
I ain't no love everybody. Everybody don't
Well, you know what? That's actually the spirit of the Bible.
That's
the Bible
right.
does not love everybody.
That's right.
Lenny Kravitz, Tia Tamara.
They all crackers.
Their father,
Laura London.
Alice Ross. Their fathers are white men.
Their fathers are white folks. And you are what your father is.
According to the Bible.
According to the Bible. But you said something, right? You said that you're not all God loves everybody. The Bible is not God loves everybody.
That's right.
So that right there is a connection to the Bible.
Right.
But if you knew that was in the Bible, you probably would have a connection to it. In the church that your daddy went to?
There's a time to disagree.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. Ecclesiastes 3, right? There's a time to hate, a time to love, a time for war, and a time for peace, right?
Just because it's certain parts of, like, I don't disagree with the whole Bible.
So I'm asking, what parts do you disagree with? So maybe I can give you a better understanding on those things.
Well, I guess I need to read more of it.
That's right. There you go.
There you go, sister. There you go.
So while you're here, let's read a little bit. Let's get the precepts.
John. The book of John.
Would you finish with what y'all had? I still want wisdom of Solomon. So run what y'all got, and then we're going to get back to what I was teaching.
God's book of John, chapter 6 and verse 63. It is the spirit that quickeneth. The flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life.
So look, the flesh profited nothing. The words of this Bible, they are spirit and they are life, right?
That's right.
If you're really a spiritual person, this is the only spirituality that you're gonna gravitate.
That's right.
That's fact. The Africans will tell you that. That's why they made their own Bible. The Europeans will tell you that. That's why they had to put themselves in the Bible. The Asians will tell you that. That's why they had to put themselves in the Bible. The Arabs will tell you that. That's why they had to make the Quran. And the Quran even says that the true people are the Israelites.
That's right.
To make it, to put themselves in the Bible. You know why? Because every nation on the planet, whether you like it, understand it, believe it or not, knows that this is the only book where spirituality comes from.
That's right.
This is the only book that can tell you the beginning, the present, and the end of humanity. It's the only book that can tell you the past, present, and the future. Who the earth is for, who the earth is not for. What y'all keep saying, Slaki? What's up?
The Quran also says in Surah 33 and 7 that they stole the spirituality from us as well too.
That's right. So that's something that we gotta think about, right? So the main thing I'm trying to get you to understand is that whatever you read that you think is true from your perspective, that's actually what was put out for your destruction. That's actually what was put out there. Okay, but experiences don't tell you the truth of everything, right? There's faggots that have had experiences that make them gay. Are they living the correct lifestyle though? The Most High is going to put them to death.
Right.
But why are they gay? Because of their experiences. So everything you experience doesn't mean that that's the path you're supposed to go on.
Right.
Man's going to the Lord. And the Most High brought you here so that you can find out what spirituality really is.
That's right.
Now, go ahead.
This is the book of John, chapter 4, and verse 24.
I'm going to tell you straight, sister.
God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
Right? So you got to worship the Most High in spirit and in truth. I want you to get back to So look, we're going to get back to this because you made a statement and I want to prove it wrong, right? You said that you think the Bible is a white man's book and that they basically created it to have control over humanity. Now, I'm going to prove to you how this image right here came to be. This man right here is Cesare Borgia. Right? His daddy was Pope Rodrigo Borgia or Alexander VI. Okay? Pope Pius. Right? So, this man, he killed his older brother Giovanni to become the leader of the army. He had a sister named Lucrezia, who he slept with frequently and even had a baby with her. And when she got married, he killed her husband so that he could continue to sleep with his sister, right? And this man is also the boyfriend of Michelangelo. You ever heard of Michelangelo? He's a painter from the Renaissance period. Michelangelo drew this picture. Leonardo da Vinci drew this picture. You ever heard of the Da Vinci Code? You know what the Da Vinci Code was about? The Da Vinci Code was the code, the secret code of how the Christians, right, or the crackers would take control of the Bible. And how they would put out these philosophies and vain deceit for our people to follow so that we wouldn't actually learn the truth of the Bible and who we were, right? So let's get Wisdom of Solomon.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 15.
Bring it out.
Verse 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
So the devising of idols, right? One of the things that we did when we first left Egypt was make a golden calf. You ever heard that story before? And since then, I know the sisters heard it before. So we've been devising idols forever. You know what an idol is? Something that you choose to follow other than the Most High God. So you know your spirituality that you're thinking of, instead of following the Bible, it's going to be considered an idol. And it's going to be used to judge you in the end times if you don't get back to your lost items and commandments. That's the facts. So the devising of idols has been something that our people have been privy to since the beginning of time. So far, you sound like an Israelite. You're into idol worship. Just like our people have been into idol worship. Right? Go ahead. So right now, you got a spiritual connection.
And the invention of them, the corruption of life.
Right? And the invention of them, the corruption of life, right? Our life has been corrupted because of the invention of our idols. Because you've been thinking that we can gain spirituality or some form of spirituality through something other than the Bible. Right? So it's giving us philosophy and vain deceit. The Most High sends us a strong delusion, right? Which is going to allow us to believe a lie. And that lie is going to cause you to die. That's how it goes. Go ahead.
For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever.
Right?
For by the vain glory of men.
So your spirituality, whatever you're thinking of, whatever experiences you have, you might have it now, but it won't be there a month from now, 2 months from now. You're going to find something else that's going to veer you off of that spirituality. You're going to jump into something else. But you just said your whole life you were a Christian.
No, I never said that.
You said that you never had a spiritual connection to it.
My dad taught me Christian.
So what are your beliefs right now?
I never believed in that.
What is your specific belief right now?
My specific belief, I believe in energy. I believe in love. I believe in karma.
You're one of those chakra people.
If that's what you want to call it. But I'm saying I've had real life experiences that make me believe in it.
Give me First Thessalonians. Strong delusion.
I believe in ancestor worship.
Precept.
See, that's all. Look, everything that you're saying, the reason why we're having these type of reactions to everything that you're saying is because they're literally things that we know is going to get you killed. You're going to die believing those things. Everything that you walk into that you're saying, that your experience have led you to, it's all idol worship. None of it actually is spiritual, and you don't even realize it, right? All that chakra stuff is fake science from Egypt that has already been proven wrong. So everything that you had, that you've gravitated to, that you think is an actual experience based on something that you read, because you had to read on that stuff to actually know about it, right? And now you've read on it, you've read some stuff, and you've gravitated and put some certain experience that you've had together to make it seem like, oh yeah, this is what it is, this is what happened, that must have been that.
So what happened the very first time that I had really start gravitating more towards spirituality.
Somebody have First Thessalonians?
I was at a really low point. I had a dream, and an elderly black woman came into my dream.
Give me Sirach chapter 34 and 1.
Came into my dream, and she said,
that's what I want.
She said, you're under.
He got it. I want you to hold.
She said, you're under spiritual attack. Get you some amethyst. This is what led into all the.
All right, so look, that's called a strong delusion. You got a dream from a black lady who told you to get some amethyst, which is a stone. So now you're thinking that the stone is going to give you some type of power, right? We got these stones. I got a sapphire. The sapphire is supposed to make me, I know what the amethyst is. I was into all that crap before I became Israelite. That's why I'm able to tell you it's not real. I was into this. I got an agate stone that I got. I ain't wearing it today, but I wore for Passover a couple days ago, right? I got a couple agate stones. I got amethyst stones. I got cellulite. I got all that crap. I wear this sapphire on my ring every single day. I never take it off, right? It don't work. It's all fake. It's habalaba boo 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 gaga. Okay? It ain't real. Give me Sirach 34:1. Got it?
Cons, Book of Sirach, chapter 34, verse 1. The hopes of men, void of understanding, are vain and...
So the hopes of men or women void of understanding are vain and what?
And false.
And false, right? Go ahead.
And dreams.
And what?
And dreams.
And what?
And dreams.
Do what?
Lift up the fool. Lift the fools.
So dreams lift up fools. For you to think that you got something from a dream and that it's supposed to be something that you gravitate to, that's a foolish thought.
No, it's not.
It is. It is.
My ancestors speak to me in dreams.
That's vain deceit. Your ancestors don't speak to nobody. The ancestors are with the Most High in heaven.
Yeah, they can come to you in dreams. That's the only way.
If they're coming to you in dreams, sister, then that means that's a cruel spirit. You're not supposed to mess with that spirit. That's a strong delusion. What do they need to come to you for if they're dead?
To help you.
Help you with what?
Life.
With what?
If you lost and you need help.
What in life can a dead person help you with if they're dead? They obviously were lost too. That's why they're not here.
No, it was just their time to go to a different.
How is it their time to go?
Because everybody has a time to go.
What makes it your time to go? Why am I not dead yet? But what makes it my time to go? Who controls that?
I mean, if you're old,
Do you believe there's a God?
like they've been old.
Huh? So what's the purpose of spirits? What do you think the purpose of the spirit is?
It's to lead you and guide you.
Lead you and guide you. So don't you have a spirit? So what do you need another spirit to lead you and guide your spirit for if you have a spirit? Your spirit can't lead and guide itself? Huh? What I'm trying to show you is this. Give me this 2 Thessalonians and I'll get you.
Book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, start at verse 10. And with all deceivableness and unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might
receive
receive
what?
Not the love of the truth.
So you didn't receive the love of the truth, which is the law of the Bible. The truth is the law of the Bible, according to the Bible, right? Truth isn't something that's right or wrong. Truth is literally the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
That's the definition, the etymology of it, right? So you didn't accept the law of the Bible. You admitted that to everybody. You never had a spiritual connection to it. You didn't accept the Bible, right? So now the Most High he's allowed Satan, right, the deceiver, right, to give you a strong delusion. Go ahead, Ak.
Verse 11. And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion.
So for the cause of you not accepting the law into your heart, you've been sent a dream. And what do the dreams do? You still got Sirach 34? Get that.
That they should believe a lie.
So the dreams are going to help you believe a lie. Dreams lift up fools. That's a strong delusion.
Verse 12. That they all might be damned.
That you're all what?
Might be damned.
Everybody who's into Egyptology and African epistemology and dreams and chakras and all that other crap, right? They're what?
Might be damned.
They're dead. Go ahead.
Who believe not the truth.
Why? Because they what?
Believe not the truth.
Because you don't believe the law. Go ahead.
But have pleasure in unrighteousness.
You had pleasure in not doing the law. You had pleasure in doing things contrary to the law.
Con, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 21 and verse 30. It says, there is no wisdom nor understanding, no counsel against the Lord.
There's no counsel against the Lord, right?
Precept.
The book of Sirach, chapter 3 and verse 24. Get out. For many are deceived by their own vain opinions.
So there's no counsel other than the Lord. You've been deceived by your own vain opinion. We've given you scriptures up here, and you're not even trying to have a spiritual connection to it. I can see it in your spirit. You're trying your best not to accept the things that were said. And you've admitted to us before that like you haven't even read the whole Bible, so you don't even really know what it's about. But you completely distanced yourself from it. You admitted that when you came up here.
I believe in whatever I resonate with. Like if I heard something that resonated with me and it felt true, like you say, you gotta basically you trust in your own instinct. So if I felt like that,
I didn't say you trust your own instinct.
You said why do I need something else to lead and guide me if I could do that?
But I also said that there's no counsel other than the Lord, and that's fools trust in their own great opinion. That's written by the finger of God.
How do you know that?
Israelites. I'm an Israelite. I know my descendants wrote that book. There's history to show my descendants wrote that book. Huh? Was I there? I have the Dead Sea Scrolls to prove it. in a language that the white man still can't speak to this damn day. You ever heard of Paleo Hebrew? Do you know why you've never heard of it? Because nobody's speaking today. So how the hell would they write it if they never spoke the language?
I mean, if it was translated, then it could be a lot of...
No. See, look. Transliteration and translation are two different things. You know what transliteration is? The Bible was transliterated, not translated. Transliteration means that you're putting it into different languages, but you're using the same thing.
So they can change something along, especially if you don't know who published it.
You're saying we don't know who published it, though. We know who published it. Who published the Bible?
God. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 68 and verse 11.
You don't think so? You told me that you believe God exists, but you don't believe God exists because... So you don't think it's possible for the Creator to give us all something that we should follow? Why would it be a chakra instead of a book?
I didn't say it was a chakra instead of a book.
But you're saying you put more reverence in chakras and spirits than you do
the Bible.
She's not trying to. She has to be willing. Right now she believes.
Well, the chakras is the same spiritual mumbo jumbo that the dreams that you're talking about.
Chakras seem more like scientific, like when they say like your third eye is...
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 68, verse 11. The Most High gave the word. Great was the company of those that published it.
So the Most High gave the word. Great were the prophets, the Israelites, the men of the Most High, who published it.
Hey, the sister said that what was like an elder woman came into her in a dream and told her to get amethyst, and you got up and did it. Correct?
So why did you listen to that older woman?
Because I was old, I was crying and I could feel my soul hurt. And when I went to sleep, the voice came to me. And she also said some numbers. She said,
"Hey, bring them to the feast, man."
She felt familiar to me. She felt like a thing.
So he sent you a familiar spirit. That's what he sent you.
Yeah.
And you know what that is? It's a strong delusion, sister. I want you to accept that. You were sent a delusion. That's why it's so hard for you to let it go.
But I needed help. I needed some type of help.
You don't need the help no more though, right?
But I'm saying the amethyst did help me. It led me on.
Let me ask you this. Why did the Most High, why did the Creator sit you in front of us today? Why do you think that happened? Why do you think we'd be having this conversation? The only reason we'd be having this conversation, I'm going to tell you, is that the stuff that you thought was real, the stuff that you're following, is false. And that he's trying to show you what the real way is. That's the only reason why you be in front of us, because that's the only thing we do here. You don't come to the Israelites unless you're willing to come and learn the truth. That's the only reason that Most High sends people to us. Why did you come to see us? Why did you come to see us, bro?
Learn more?
To learn more what? Truth.
That's right.
Why did you come to see us?
Learn and keep it.
Why did you come to see us in the back, brother?
Hey, I came a long way to hear this truth.
Everybody here came to hear the truth.
Right.
You know why the Most High brought you here? To hear the truth.
That's right.